The Eagles are signaling against Minnesota. Randy Moss is upset. Oh, he's yelling at the official.
False start 84.
Hey.
Illegal formation. Number 84 and number 81 were both up on the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. Repeat, 4th down.
I'm glad that Ron Blum found the camera. That was important. He had been missing a couple of times. 7th penalty of the game for the Vikings. I can't think of any positives in this game for Minnesota. Can you, Bill?
The positive is that there's 5:56 left in the game before they get on that flight home.
Be ready. Be ready.
They are sent back to the 29. They have to get to the 22 for a first down. It's 4th down. 4 wide receivers, 2 right, 2 left. Everybody out. Culpepper throwing for Randy Moss. He's got it. He's got a touchdown. Well, it isn't much, but it's a Culpepper-Moss connection for a touchdown. Randy Moss's 3rd touchdown reception. It's a 29-yarder.
They're supposed to have safety help on that by the free safety, Brian Dawkins. It looked like Brian Dawkins was injured on the play. He was trying to get over the top to help out on Randy Moss to the middle of the field, and he wound up, he fell down on the ground and was injured.
And Dawkins came limping to the sideline. Gary Anderson for the extra point out of the hold of Mitch Berger. And it's through. So the Vikings on a 4th down play. Dante Culpepper hits Randy Moss for a touchdown. Next week on the NFL on Fox, it's another doubleheader Sunday. The pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Atlanta Falcons visit the Green Bay Packers. The Eagles are at Dallas. Second games, Chicago at Tampa Bay, Washington at Denver, Detroit at Arizona. It's the NFL on Fox. Troy Detmer is getting set to come in the game for Philadelphia at quarterback. Ryan Mitchell is deep for Mitch Berger's kickoff. And he kicks it deep. Mitchell from the 6. And Jeff Huziga making his NFL debut. Made the tackle. We asked Denny Green yesterday what the Vikings need to get going this season.
I think got to stop the run better and run the ball better. I think that's still the foundation of winning games in the National Football League. Once that happens, then I think field position comes into play. Then improved pass defense, which is apparent we are at a show up, and a passing attack, which can be good, will show up too. But it starts with the basics.
The basics today, Sam, haven't been very good.
No.
Philadelphia has rushed the ball on them 227 yards.
And they haven't run the ball at all either. Terrell Buckhalter right up the middle continues the rushing barrage for the Eagles, led by Deuce Staley. And Buckhalter's a very impressive back, isn't he, Bill?
Did I just read that right? 227 yards rushing?
Yes, sir.
Holy mackerel.
Well, Deuce has run for
8.8 average?
Deuce has run for 147. And he's averaged better than 8.5 yards per run.
I've never heard of anything like that. I've never heard of anything like that. 227 yards they've given up on the ground?
Where you been? They've been going all day long. Buckhalter carrying. The rookie from Nebraska. Randy Moss.
Look at him, look at him. Yeah, he's pissed. Look at him, he is pissed. He's talking about that defense on the field right now, and there's Carter over there, and they're sitting down there with Doug. How can these guys get anything going when, first of all, they're not on the field that much. The clock's getting chewed up. They can't get out on the field and do their thing. They started today's game backed up about their 5-yard line in a hole, and have been in that hole ever since.
Boy, Denver quarterback, Buckhalter Buckhalter races through and gets a first down across the 35. Pharrell Buckhalter, rookie out of Nebraska, 4th-round pick. They really like his running ability. They want to round out the rest of his game, getting better at pass receiving and blocking.
Pass protection, yeah.
But his running ability is outstanding.
Well, Andy thinks they have a great 1-2 punch now. With a healthy Deuce Staley and Buckhalter, he thinks the sky's the limit for what this team can do. Now, we've seen what this team can do against Minnesota and against a team like Dallas, but they need to keep this on a consistent basis.
It's Buckhalter as they keep it on the ground. Fred Robbins made the tackle. Philadelphia Eagles go to Dallas next week. Then they'll come home against Washington. They'll go to Kansas City. Home against San Diego, at Washington. That's a schedule to me, Bill, that looks conducive for the Eagles to make a strong run here in the second half.
Washington's improving a little bit.
Yeah.
San Diego has a tough defense, but you're exactly right. Those games right there are very winnable games. Now, what they need to do is continue off of what they're doing here. Now, you can't run the ball like this one game and then come back like last week and not run at all. And you can't shut down Minnesota like you did this week and not do it to Oakland.
Buckhalter rushes through, and Orlando Thomas took him down. Buckhalter was close to breaking it all the way. He's brought down at the Vikings' 38-yard line.
Well, we've talked about Donovan McNabb, we've talked about Deuce, but let's give the game balls to these guys right here. How about those hedgehogs up front, that offensive line? Look at the job. Look at the lead block here. The seal by Brzezinski. Brzezinski's in. That's not even Wellborn, the starter.
Yeah.
That's Brzezinski, the backup. These guys are, what an outstanding job. Jim Pine's in at center. Here's Wellborn. He's over at right guard.
Mayberry has stayed in there. Wellborn's actually a right tackle. Runyon's out. Buckhalter, another strong run down to the 29-yard line. And we have reached a 2-minute warning. The Eagles keeping it on the ground as they wind down to the final gun with their huge lead. It's tough for the Vikings. They'll go to 3-5. They are now really falling out of the race in the NFC Central. And you see the schedule up ahead. Not an easy one for the Vikings. Buckhalter's 11th carry, 65 yards. JB's checking out New Orleans at San Francisco. What's up, JB?
Sam, it's a war back and forth. New Orleans was trailing 28-24, had a chance to go ahead when Brooks hooks up with Ricky Williams. He dropped the ball right in his hands. They settle for a 36-yard field goal. It's now a 1-point game. We'll take you there at the conclusion of yours. Back to Sam and Bill.
Thanks, JB. Bonus coverage coming up as soon as this one ends. We go to San Francisco, and there's 5:42 to go in that game. Right here, the Eagles will run out the clock as Detmer will go to one knee and let time run out. Today's game was produced by Michael Burks, directed by Rich Russo, Associate Director Marcy Kempner, our broadcast associate Tom Yohe, technical producer David Graham, studio show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The senior producer of Fox Sports is Bill Brown. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. Our statistician in the booth is Emmett McGuire. Our spotter is Gary Lynn. Computer stats Mark Sosna. And we thank the entire crew. And we will be sending you to Pat Summerall and John Madden in San Francisco. The Eagles will maintain first place in the NFC East for the 4th consecutive week. Longest stretch in a long, long time. The Eagles have been in first place. They are 5-3, and Minnesota is 3-5.
Well, they've taken that step that Andy Reid's talked about to get them separated from the rest of the pack. An offensive explosion today for Minnesota. They thought this would be their turnaround game coming off the bye week. Just not there on defense.
489 yards total offense for Philadelphia. 275 yards rushing, 215 yards passing. We're going to San Francisco for Bill Moss. This is Sam Rosen. So long. Let's go to Pat Summerall.